Welcome in, everyone. I'm Kathy Mock, and on behalf of the Board of Education and Falcon Media, we are excited to be presenting a special video series to recognize the accomplishments of our amazing Falcon alumni, and we are so very excited to have with us today Mr. Steve Ward. And Steve, what year did you graduate?
I graduated from Austintown Fitch in 1997.
Okay, so tell everyone that will be tuning in and watching or on YouTube, what extracurricular activities did you participate in while you were here in the Austintown schools?
Well, on the sports side of things, I played football, basketball, baseball, and then as time went on, I narrowed it down to football and really had a wonderful experience with Coach Jack Kenny and just made lifelong friends playing football and still in contact with people today. It's such an enriching experience to be part of something larger than yourself. In school, I was part of Latin Club. Mrs. Hood ran that, and what a wonderful time that was. And you know, we look back on those times where maybe you could have extended yourself a little bit more, but Latin Club just did it for me. I wish I would have joined more, quite honestly, looking back. Mm-hmm. I think I could have been really, really well in speech and debate, but.
Okay, good deal. All right, so was there a person or an event or maybe even experience here in Austintown that impacted your career path?
Absolutely. Our English department, for as long as I've been here as a student and now as a teacher, has been just top-notch. And Mr. Mizuko, Mr. Marino were longtime teachers that retired, and they truly made an impact on my trajectory on what I wanted to do in life, because when I was sitting in their class, I felt so engaged, and it just spoke to me. And when you have that feeling inside, and maybe at 16, 17, 18, you didn't recognize it, but looking back now, that kind of set the projection of my course.
Okay, and I've heard several of those names that you've mentioned with others that I've had conversations with.
Okay. Wonderful people tend to impact many lives.
Yeah. All right, so what's your vocation now?
I am a teacher. This will be my 21st year in Austintown schools. I've never taught anywhere else. I've never lived anywhere else. And so I'm an Austintown kid through and through. My parents still live on Derbyshire Drive, and we live in Capital Estates now, and my kids go to Austintown, and we're so proud of our community and school.
That's great. All right, so you are a teacher.
Yes.
But you do more than that. Talk about some of the other things as an academic person. I know that you've done other things, so elaborate on that.
For me learning in high school to be part of more and more things, as I began teaching, I tried to really get the full experience of Austintown again, just maybe on a different side. So my wife and I, we were drama club advisors. So we ran the drama club for a few years. I was in charge of the chess club when we had that. I actually really do enjoy playing chess. Okay. I am now advisor to our school newspaper, The Talon, and I really enjoy that process and seeing kids take ownership and just create content, and they just do such a wonderful job. So that's the academic side that I was part of.
Okay, so people need to know that there are other things that you do besides that softball thing, so let's talk about that.
Okay, yeah, softball.
Coach Ward.
Well, yeah, Coach Ward is a different person. I put the hat on, I have my glasses on, and, but we truly have a great time. And our biggest goal is, we tell our girls three things, is you play for love of the game. And you should love the game as much as you did at 8 years old to 18 years old. And if you don't have that love, you got to rekindle that. And then number two that we put on priority is you have to play for love of your teammates. These are the girls that you grew up with. Many of them played 8U rec ball together down at ACB, and just lifelong friends. So you got to play for love of your teammates. And then third, play for love of the school and love for the community, because they give you so much that maybe, young people don't recognize, but us that, have been around and seen things, we know how much community members and administrators and board members all give back to these young ladies, and we're truly thankful for all the support we get, and wow, what a run it was.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And oh my gosh, it was just being in that 4th of July parade and the girls being in it and the reception that they got. all the way through the parade route. Congratulations, congratulations. Amazing. Had to just warm your heart.
Oh, it did, and that just shows the true spirit of the Austintown community is they're going to rally behind, every sports team, every academic team, every endeavor that Austintown Local Schools goes in. And that was something that Mr. Kelty and I got a moment to talk about, and I saw him, I'm like, wow, look at all of these young people being part of something and now being in the parade and the community recognizing them through the band, through dance, through cheer, through soccer, volleyball, you name it, both academic and athletic represented. And wow, the community just showed so much love and support. That's why I'm always so proud to be Austintown faithful.
All right. And I love what you just rattled off, all the different entities, the experiences that our students here in Austintown could have. And what was great too, going down that parade route, I know I rode with Mr. Kelty in the truck, and it's like, he's like, oh my goodness, all the kids, the children that were there. So they got to see a little piece of what could be offered when they attend schools and Fitch.
As a parent of two young people, you have all your options in front of you, and hands down, I believe the Austintown Local Schools offers our young people so much through kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, the clubs, the activities, just all of the extracurriculars, and then you working with pre-K as well. I mean, you look at the opportunities that families have in Austintown, I don't think it's offered everywhere else. And so, if a parent ever asks me, well, my kid's going to start going into, first grade, kindergarten, it's Austintown hands down, because I've got to know the staff, I got to know the administrators, I know central office, and I know board members, and I know everybody's heart is in the right place to just propel Austintown to be the best community in Ohio.
Great words of advice. Thanks for that.
Of course.
So, hey, let's talk about having some fun. What do you like to do outside of work and coach and all that other things that you do to help our students?
People believe that I'm very extroverted. I'm more introverted. So I like more quiet activities.
Okay.
I love going kayaking, and I'll just bring it out by myself, and I'll bring a fishing pole and just kind of meander around Lake Milton or Berlin and just have some nice quiet time. Or I do enjoy working out, so whether I go to the fitness center or I go to the YMCA, it's just, kind of that quiet hour time of you're just working on yourself a little bit. So there's that, and really I like working with the youth, so any chance I get to volunteer for youth activities, whether it's baseball with my son or, maybe some softball youth leagues or just running a camp or something, it's always, I'm so thankful for everything that has been given to me. I love giving back. And so those are my hobbies, those are my passions, that it's, when you take a step back and you look at all the blessings in your own life, how can you not be thankful and give back?
Great words. So tell us about your family. You've kind of mentioned them, but tell us about your family.
Melody, my wife, we've been together 15 years, and now she's a teacher at the middle school, and coincidentally we met at the high school. It was the first day of my second year teaching and her first day of her first year teaching, and we got paired up room to room. And otherwise we probably would have never met. So it's just a strange coincidence how the universe works, and I think God had his hand in there a little bit, just kind of nudging us along. And we have two beautiful children, Charlotte and Grayson. Charlotte will now be a freshman up here this year. I cannot believe that. My head cannot wrap around it. And Grayson is going into the 5th grade. My daughter's such an amazing person. She just, yesterday, finished up her play at Miscast Melodies down at the Youngstown Playhouse. I, just like any proud parent, telling Mr. Klein, hey, you got a good one coming up here. I can't wait for her to get up here. And I, just tell Charlotte, hey, I don't care what you do in terms of roles or anything that you get. You are just going to have the most amazing experience. You're going to meet lifelong friends being part of drama club. And so she's so excited to start up here, but I don't know, I'm kind of nervous about her coming up here. Just her growing up and me being a dad. So, but I'm so excited to see her in the hallway. She has such a wonderful personality, and my son, he loves playing all the sports, and he loves running around the neighborhood. We have such a wonderful neighborhood. It reminded me of myself growing up, just where our house is the beacon of the young kids in the neighborhood. So just like, in the 80s when we were growing up, we have bikes in the front yard when kids come over, so everybody knows that, this kid's over here, this kid's over, and they're in the backyard, front yard, they're playing wiffle ball, and just it's a special time, and you just try and slow it down and take in the memories. But I'm blessed I have such a wonderful family, and I'm really excited to see them grow up and become productive citizens.
That's great. So what advice would you give to a young person or even an adult here in the Austintown community if they wanted to give back? What are your thoughts on that?
For young people, and this is what we even tell our softball players who are 12-month around commitment to travel and everything, is be involved. Step out of your comfort zone, because that's where you're going to grow. And so for me, I forgot one thing that we started a book club way back in 2005.
I love that.
And so it was just an eclectic group of teachers and students, and we would just go to a coffee shop and we'd talk about the books we read, and so it's extending yourself, because that's where your true growth is going to come from. If you always stay comfortable, you're not going to get the fullest out of life. You're not going to maximize your own potential. So for a young person, you know what? When you see signups for speech and debate, try it. When you see maybe an audition for drama club, try it. Maybe, you're like, I want to play a sport, but I'm not sure which one. Find a friend and try it. Because at worst, you're going to meet some friends. At best, you might find something that's a calling to you that you never knew. And so for people in the community, there are endless number of ways to volunteer and get involved. Call the school, they'll direct you to the right advisor, to the right coach. And we're always looking for support and help, because there are so many things that connect us together. And that's one thing that I saw throughout our state tournament run, was how the community just got so connected to us in events, and we were bringing community members together in events. And it's so great to see people just coming together. And that was such a rewarding and such a fulfilling moment, just to see these different events of all these community members just coming together and supporting one another.
Yeah. It was awesome, and it will continue to be. I know we have a young team, and they're all going to be coming back, so great things ahead.
Well, we hope so. We're working hard towards it. We've already kind of are working towards our next season, believe it or not.
I believe that. Well, thank you so much for coming in and giving of your time, and I wish you only the best to you and your family and everything that you do here to make Austintown Schools a success. So we are going to sign off. And on behalf of the Austintown Falcon Media team here and myself, what do we like to say when we close up shop here? Until the next time, and go Falcons!